Good morning. I think we have majority of students have already joined in. Great. Very good morning. Welcome on a bright Sunday. We are all set to start our demo lecture. So first, formally welcome to FinStreet. Looking forward to setting up a great career ahead. Every student, that's my career objective. That every student that goes through FinStreet becomes a leader and eventually becomes our asset in the industry, who will pave way for our next batch of students. So our initial batch is super special where we put in all sorts of efforts possible. But this is one principle we strictly follow at FinStreet. कि बच्चा काबिल बनो काबिल कामयाबी साली झक मार के पीछे भागेगी. The idea or our model is built on such a way that we eventually want to make a good professional out of you. Once you have all required right skills, all right required, let's say, software knowledge, domain knowledge, technical knowledge, communication knowledge, it is very easy to get a job. And I know most of the students have this ultimate goal, sir, job chahiye. That's why we are pursuing US CMA. So that's on me. That is something I take up very seriously. But that's the principle we start with. Chalo, let's get started. First, we'll be starting with CMA part 2. Someone was trying to speak anything. Lakshay, you want to say something? No. ठीक है. Samruddhi, I'm coming to that point. कौन सा attempt देंगे? Let's first understand. Shivani, can you please be on mute? If you want to say something, not an issue. But okay. The plan right now for our current batch is we will be starting with CMA part 2. CMA part 2 start karenge, that too from section, one of the most important sections, rather section C. Plan is we start on 1st September. September say November end. And somewhere around mid-December. See, if you have any surprise tests or any revision test, any sectional tests, our class gets postponed, and on that specific day, we ask you to sit for an exam. So in that case, have a buffer of 2 to 3 weeks around when our syllabus ends. There will be a dedicated Excel sheet sent to you. Let me show you a sample of how we plan for our next exams and everything. I'll show you the schedule of current batch. Your batch is being set up. अभी वो ready नहीं है. I think you'll get it by Tuesday, whoever has joined 1st September batch. But this is how a schedule is sent out, on which day, at which timing, which topic will be covered. This is for last batch which we covered. And थोड़ा lag आ गया था एक lecture का, so there was a difference in the date and lecture. So we had also managed that. So this is something we do. Shivani, do you want to say something? You're on unmute. No? ठीक है, thank you. So end-to-end plan will be shared with you. Sir, part 2 का paper पहला देना है क्या? Yes, that's the strategy. We are preparing for CMA part 2 first. Reason being, it's more fun to study. Secondly, it has more to do with finance than accounting. And third thing, passing percentage in my experience has been higher for part 2. For all these 3 reasons, we prefer CMA part 2 first and then CMA part 1. So our preparation will start in September, will go till November end or mid-December. After this, you will get 1 month buffer. This buffer is specifically for intense practice. So there won't be regular lectures. There would be rather just MCQ practice in this month. Second thing, we will be giving you total 4 mock exams. And if required, on demand, we will give you an additional mock exam as well. All solutions will be discussed in class. So I'll give you shortcuts, all sorts of tips and tricks to solve questions, and your strategy for exam as well. Third thing is, once you, and this buffer also serves for any ad hoc emergencies. Let's say during your preparation time from September till mid-December, if there is any medical emergency, अगर आपके family में किसी की शादी है, कुछ issue हो गया, and you miss out on some lectures, you have recordings, plus you have unlimited access to our class. So whenever there is any ad hoc emergency, within this 1 month, you can request for a class कि sir ऐसे ऐसे issues थे, Can you help me cover a specific section, specific topic? I'll help you through the chronology of recordings, and I'll sit with you to discuss all difficult topics or your doubts required. So don't worry about that. So these three things would be taken care in this 1 month, and somewhere around mid-Jan till end of Feb. This will be our target exam window for CMA Part 2. I hope this is clear. Abdul, do you want to say something?
Sir, can you please repeat from mid-December? I didn't hear that. I'm sorry.
Sure. From mid-December for from mid-December next 1 month. So mid-December say mid-Jan tak, we will be targeting three things. One is intense practice. So you have 4,000 plus MCQs on our portal. Your focus will be on solving those. Second thing, your classes would be over by mid-December. So there would be just weekly doubt solving sessions, which are MCQ practice sessions. So weekly attend all practice sessions where we'll be solving all your doubts and MCQs. Next is in this 1 month as well, I expect you to solve 4 mock exams. 2 mocks are given by Hock, 2 are given by FinStreet. If required, if you want one more mock, we will make it available for you. I'll set it up. So total 5 mocks are available. And third thing, if there is any emergency, ad hoc emergency in terms of medical or any other concern, you can always ask for extra lectures. Okay, sir, I have missed out on XYZ part. Uh, Give me in this buffer of 1 month, help me understand how to study or cover up whatever is pending. I will sit and help you plan your studies as well in this ad hoc emergency period. Clear, Abdul?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Okay, great. Chalo, let's continue. So this is our overall plan from September to Jan Feb attempt. Let's come back to how to study for CMA. I can see some doubts. Let me just quickly take those. Sir, lecture का time क्या होगा? Lecture time would be Saturday, 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. This is hybrid. So there are students in front of me plus students online. Second would be 10 a.m. Sunday to 1 p.m. This is where our classes happen. Then on Wednesday, we have lectures for campus to corporate. This is a special program we have set up for college students only. I kind of intensely work on building, like I'm trying to create next Aditya Shelar in these batches. So whoever is in their BCom, I help them set up their research paper profile, their case study competition participation stuff. Secondly, communication skills. So can they join any club practice or they practice with me? Next is kind of targeting other certifications as well that will help them build their profile. Internships kar sakte hai kya? Volunteering with NGO. So all sorts of things we target in this, even LinkedIn profile building and everything. On Thursday, and by the way, this happens from 8 to 9:30 p.m. On Thursday, we have doubt solving session every Thursday, which goes from 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. This is how your engagement at FinStreet looks like, but I will draw a complete map of you of how a weekly schedule looks like. Let's start with our learning model first. There's a specific chronology I want to follow, so please hold on to your doubts for some time now. Chalo, let's get started. How to study for US CMA? Our study pattern is split into 3 simple steps. Just follow these 3 steps. We are good to go. Step number 1, attend lectures. And I'm telling you, I have found around 80+% of correlation. Correlation matlab relation between two things of attendance and passing percentage. So even though all lectures are available on our LMS, please make it a point to attend live lectures. Few benefits of attending live lectures as first things. Whenever you don't understand anything, you can speak up anytime in class. You can drop in chat box saying that, sir, repeat XYZ part. There are concepts which have repeated 3 times, 4 times, because some concepts are difficult. And in third time, in fourth time, students get it so clear, it is so crystal clear that they're able to go ahead, practice and improve their accuracy immediately. So that is one big benefit. Second big benefit is it doesn't get piled up. आप प्रोकास्टिनेट करोगे कि कल देखूंगा परसों देखूंगा, एंड इफ इट डजंट हैपन, इट्स योर लॉस. लेटर ऑन you will feel pressurized because even if you miss lectures for 2 weeks, it's pile of 12 hours, and not just 12 hours, all type of assignments and tests which are pending, those get piled up, and then you lose touch or that momentum with the batch. So make sure you attend all lectures, live lectures. Step number 2 is read Hock textbook. So what we do in class is once our lectures are over on Sunday, so after today's class at 4 p.m. So let's say, नहीं यहाँ से build करता हूँ. On Sunday when our lectures get over, from Sunday to Wednesday, I assign specific page numbers which students have to go back and read from Hawk textbook. Secondly, I also assign some MCQs for practice. So step number 2 के साथ step number 3 is the same thing. Test 30 MCQs for the topic assigned to you guys. If out of these 30 MCQs, your accuracy is more than 25 or at least 25, even 25 are fine. If 25 MCQs are correct, we are good with the chapter. If less than 25 till 20, okay, just drop me a ping saying that, sir, iska accuracy 20 hai, and feel free to discuss your doubts with me. But less than 20, it's a red signal. If it's less than 20, go back, attend lectures again, go back, read textbook again. This is our overall plan. And if you're getting more than 20 or 25 MCQs correct, uh, on Thursday, we have a doubt solving session. Get your remaining 5 questions, 10 questions, 15 questions cleared in this session. On Friday, we have something called as pre-read. The schedule will be shared with you. Go through the schedule, come prepared for next topics. And again on Saturday, Sunday, we have our classes. So this is how study pattern or study model, sorry, at FinStreet looks like. It's a foolproof model. Last batch got 100% result. September, October batch is also likely to get 100% result. But the thing with September and last batch was there were few number of students. The fun part will start in Jan, Feb, where our batch is quite significant now. Okay, let me take few doubts now. अनिकेत सिंह, सर ये सेम क्लासेस सेल्फ पेस्ट प्रोग्राम में भी मिलते हैं? Aniket, so self-paced program, the only difference is you will get access only to my lectures. There is no doubt solving. There is no mentorship. It's just purchase and self-study at your own pace. And we don't do active placement mentorship. So we won't sit with you, make your CV, take your mock interviews. You will be just part of our placement group, जहाँ पे openings आएगी, and you can target those openings. So I personally wouldn't recommend self-paced, but if you like it, go ahead with it. Not an issue. If you think that you have the required skill set and just need guidance in terms of learning these concepts quickly, self-paced is a good program. Sumit, Sumit, this is like today we are starting. This is the new batch. Sir, Sunday is a working day for me. Watching recording. हाँ दक्ष, even we have some students from Qatar. So उनका Friday, Saturday is their weekend. So they watch lectures on like Friday का वो कर नहीं पाते. Sorry, Friday को हम नहीं सिखाते. So they watch recordings on Friday and they only attend Saturday's lecture. तो ये होता है. That's fine. You can do that. Arun, hybrid work. Where is your class located? Arun, our class is located in Pune, Shivaji Nagar. Feel free to visit. Elaborate on study material. Yes, I'll do that. FinStreet providing two LMS. One is yes, we have access to two LMS. I'll quickly show you both the LMS as well. After showing LMS, we'll move on to the weekly schedule. By the way, our website is still under construction, so you will just you will see a blank template. Don't fall for this. There's a new team who is setting up a new website for you. Our LMS is right now hosted on a very different link. This is that link. Again, this is an empty website, but those who have accounts, like this is my own account, admin account, so I won't show you this, but this is where our courses are hosted. Let me show you how it looks internally as well. Let's say once you join our class, you will have access to this website. You have to simply, you will get login ID password as well. You have to simply click on my account once logged in. And you will see access to all the courses which are given to you. Your plan is to, so let's say those who have joined already, please make sure you complete these lectures by next Friday, before next Friday. That is our only target. After that, we will start with CMA part 2. And under CMA part 2, you will have access to all video lectures. Let me show you those video lectures as well. Hmm. So let's say if you have missed out on risk and return part 2 ka video, let me mute this. Hmm. Now you won't be able to see the video because we have a security feature called as DRM, जो Netflix या Amazon Prime use करते हैं. So given that my screen is shared right now, you will see it as a black window. But all the video lectures are uploaded over here. Whenever you get access, you can watch these video lectures. Okay. So this is FinStreet LMS. Going back to Hock LMS, once you get login ID password from our team, you can go and access textbooks over here. You can go and access MCQs over here, MCQs plus mock exam. And this is how our schedule looks like. So once our lecture is done, I go to the textbook part and I walk you through some target areas. So let's say on X specific day, from page number 76 to 89 or 109, you have to read. That is first assignment. Second is going to MCQs by topic. Over here, I assign you, let's say, LTFM ke 5 questions, cost of capital 5 questions, debt financing 25 questions. And I ask you to practice. So once you click on start session, MCQs will start. Okay, so this is how you will get access to two LMSs. One is FinStreet. You have lectures, video lectures over here. Uh, Finance 101 is prerequisite. CMA part 1 and 2 are main lectures. Finance Friday is like an extra learning initiative, community learning initiative. I plan to make this free eventually. Campus to corporate is for students only. This is closed only for FinStreet students. This is Hock LMS for questions, and this is for textbooks. I hope this helps you get a good idea of how you're gonna use this study material. Okay, I'll take just a couple of more questions. But Vittal, I hope your queries are clear regarding LMS. Sunday is a working day, fine. Joydeep is asking. Yes, it is a good course. I am a freelance consultant now, and I work with biggest brokerage firm in India in terms of users, not volume. So I hope you get the idea of company. I work with them as a freelance. I also work with a listed company again as a freelance consultant. So वो कर सकते हैं. But Joydeep, please understand you need to build that expertise, experience, and network. Three things are required. Once you have that, you can get anywhere. And somehow that listed company was looking for a CMA, and I turned out to be one. So yeah. Sheikh is asking, I think Rahil would be your name. Rahil is asking, can a science background? Yes, finance 101 would be much more required for you, but yes, you can do it. Amshita sir, admission. You can get in touch with Urmila after the class. So yeah, I'm recording this, Nikhil, but it would be available on our LMS. So if you're not admitted with FinStreet, you won't be able to access this. अभी मित्रा सर मेरा सैटरडे थोड़ा बिजी है 1:30 बजे से ज्वाइन हो पाऊंगा क्या उसमें कोई तकलीफ होगी ट्राई टू ज्वाइन अर्ली हमारा 1 बजे का क्लास वी स्टार्ट एट 1:10 आई ऑलवेज गिव 10 मिनट्स का बफर इफ समवन इज रनिंग लेट जैसे आज भी था बट द थिंग इज इफ यू डोंट अंडरस्टैंड लाइक concepts in a chapter are in specific chronology so if you don't understand the beginning जैसे मूवी में होता है स्टार्टिंग समझ में नहीं आएगा तो क्लाइमैक्स का उतना मजा नहीं आएगा जितना आना चाहिए सो यू माइट मिस आउट ऑन दैट बट यू कैन वॉच रिकॉर्डिंग लेटर ऑन एंड दैट इज द रीजन लाइक वी हैव सम स्टूडेंट्स हु आर वर्किंग इन यूएस शिफ्ट रात को काम करते हैं सुबह लेट आते हैं सो वी स्टार्ट आवर लेक्चर्स एट 1 p.m. दैट्स द मेन रीजन सो इफ यू आर रनिंग लेट try to be there 30 minutes early if possible. Sir, where will be live sessions link be posted on WhatsApp group? Dhruv, there is a mailing list initially. So you'll be part of that mailing list after your onboarding is still in process. I think Wednesday, Thursday tak ho jayega for first September batch. We are still, we haven't started the process because we process the whole batch at the same time. So Tuesday tak, I think we will close our admissions for our next batch. On Tuesday evening, we'll close all the formalities. Wednesday, you will get all the details. You will get our link on your Google Calendar, Zoom link. Can you explain the Wednesday schedule? I'll come back to schedule again. No problem. Okay, is there anything else I want to cover? I actually want to start with your class today as well. Chalo. Okay, I'll cover schedule one more time and your expectations in this schedule. BCom is enough. I have 12th pass students who are pursuing CMA और वो pass भी हो गए. Don't worry. Volunteering, Ananya, we cannot discuss volunteering in class. We'll discuss it later on separately. Samruddhi, our campus to corporate lectures are recorded, but again, it is for strictly BCom students, MBA students, BBA students, BSc. मतलब those who are in college, preferably first year, second year में, we take time to build their profile slowly and in a strong way. If you're someone who's in last year and wants job immediately after a year, we have our placement bootcamp for that. So someone wanted a sneak peek into weekly session or weekly schedule again. This is how your schedule looks like. I'll quickly touch base on this. Saturday, Sunday, you have your classes with us. From Sunday to Wednesday, you have to read plus solve 30 plus MCQs. Wednesday, we have a doubt solving session. I cover all your doubts from 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. This is on Thursday. Friday, we have free time. Okay, Friday I don't take your time much. Friday aapko khud se you have to do pre-read is coming prepared for next lecture. And then again Saturday, Sunday, we have our regular classes. I hope that resolves your query. I think that was Deepan, I hope your query is resolved. What about offline classes? So Saturday class is offline, Sunday is online for everyone. We work out of a corporate setup. हमारा office corporate में है. It's an IT building. So Saturday we have hybrid. So students are in front of me, offline batch, and at the same time students are online on Zoom. So I teach them collectively. Sunday is mainly online for everyone because the whole office is closed. Okay, chalo. I want to get started with your lecture today now. Yes, Cherry.
Sir, both the papers preparation will be covered from September to November.
Uh, okay, I'll walk you through the whole preparation. So plan is we start from September. We go on till Jan Feb. Once your exams are over, once you appear for your exam, we more or less have a 45-day gap in between before you get your results. So in this 45-day gap, we host something called as placement bootcamp. So in placement bootcamp, what we do is first thing is we collect your CV and start working on a new draft. Then you get a report card asking to build your profile. You are given access to our 6 courses, which are hosted on our LMS again. These are around Excel, Tableau, Ultrix, financial modeling, basics of stock market, and there's one more I'm not able to recall. So it's 6 courses, you will get access to it. This will help you build your profile. Next thing is we start with your mock interviews as well. Mock interviews, so you get 2 rounds of interviews, out of which we evaluate your domain knowledge, your communication skill, and other any feedback in terms of body language, posture, vagara, everything. And after this 45-day boot camp, there is a report given to you. This report tells you, this report first gives you a score that where you stand in terms of your placement preparation. Second thing, it gives you a gap analysis report. This is skill gap. So where you are versus where you want to be. And third thing is recommended actions, or rather plan of action. Plan of action is what you need to execute for next 3 to 6 months, along with anything that you're doing. We'll be starting our prep as well in March for next batch. Means you once your part 2 is completed, part 1's preparation will start in March, and then we'll be targeting next September October window for your next batch. So यहाँ पे for 3 to 6 months potentially you have to work on your communication skill, building profile, and n number of things, along with your preparation from March till September October for next CMA part 1. And you will be CMA somewhere around this time, November next year. So complete 1 year plan. Sounds good, Cherry?
Yeah, got it. Thank you.
Cool. No problem. Sir, Power BI and Tableau are mandatory courses. See, Power BI, if you want to join an FP&A team, preferably learn Power BI. Secondly, because of a lot of demand in MNCs around analytics and mainly visualization, Power BI is taking off. Microsoft has a tie-up with OpenAI. So the new capabilities coming into Power BI are simply amazing. So I think the demand has peaked right now for Power BI. Coming to Tableau, I personally used Tableau when I was in Deutsche Bank. So it's not mandatory, but it helps. Let's say you're applying for a role where Tableau is required or even ClickView is required. ClickView and Tableau are both analytical softwares. So it helps, it kind of improves your chances of conversion. It helps to perform well in the interview. So that's the only idea behind this. We make it compulsory for students to learn this. We ask for profile preferences and then we guide accordingly. Plus, we get you industry experts as well. So once your CMA is completed, before starting your placement assistance, we try to get you experts from Big Four or investment banking or whichever company you want, who will take your mock interview and give you feedback as well. Sir, there is June, July window too, right? Yeah, June, July window is there, but March to June, July would be too early. I mean, हमारा class जो March में start होगा, March, April, May, somewhere around May end or June, our syllabus would get over. So rather than pushing through, I'm going to take next batches class for 4 months. Aram say there would be tests and plus the difficulty level is a bit high as compared to part two. So it will take maybe 4.5 months, then 1 month ka buffer, and then you can go for September attempt. Not an issue. Sir, do we need to make notes while studying, attending the lecture? No, that means it's your choice. See, if your memory retention is weak, I'll tell you a secret over here. Okay. If your memory retention is weak, take notes. It helps. But how I study is something called as active recall method or active recall technique. Anything is fine. When I used to study for all professional courses while watching a lecture, what I used to do is while going through the lecture, I would write questions for myself. Let's say I have explained you what is meaning of derivatives. So instead of writing the definition in my own notebook, I would write what is derivatives. And when I'm sitting down for my next revision, I won't go to my notes. I would come to these questions. I would try to answer this question. Okay, Aditya, what is derivatives? If I'm able to answer this, I will strike it out. If I'm not able to answer this, I'll go back to the video or I'll go back to the textbook or I'll go to ChatGPT, Google, anywhere and make sure I understand what is derivative. Active recall method is super optimized. If there's a huge curriculum you need to cover in just 3-4 months, जैसे मैंने 3 महीने में खत्म कर दिया था. I was in self study mode, so I completed US CMA in just 3 months, one part, and second part in another 3 months. This was the method I had used. Plus, I have a lot of students who struggle with focus right now. Instagram and बाकी के चीजों से your concentration level has really gone down. So another thing I promote is Pomodoro technique. Under Pomodoro technique, you have to use stopwatch in your mobile. You create laps. जैसे एक मैराथन में दौड़ते हुए you have laps, right? और रेस में दौड़ते हुए. So you have to create a 25-minute lap, which is a deep study lap. You do not get disturbed. Your mobile is on airplane mode. There are no notifications. There's no friend, family coming and disturbing you. Deep study for 25 minutes, then 5 minutes of break. Do whatever you want. Another 25 minutes of study, 5 minutes of break. Another 25 minutes of study, and then 5 minutes of break. So without you knowing, even if you just complete 3 laps, you are in for more than an hour of study, aram se. And do this at least twice a day, 2 times a day. Your average study time will aram se go about 2 hours, which is fine. At our pace, 2 hours a day is good for US CMA, passing US CMA. Okay, cool. Chalo. I hope that helps and use this in general for study, irrespective you are studying US CMA or not.
I had a query.
Yes, Ritu.
Yes, sir. Do I need to take a separate registration before in the institute before applying for the exam slot?
No, this is what I recommend my students. Firstly, see, paying to IMA is a huge investment. Don't do it. Timing, just start a class. You also have an EMI option with us. Start the class in
Yes,
first
sir. I've
month.
already taken admission in FinStreet.
Great. Study for 1 month, see if you're liking it, see if it aligns with your passion, if you're able to understand, if this is something that interests you. If yes, continue studying for another 2 months, matlab till end of our batch. And if you're targeting Jan September attempt, the ideal time to register is 1st December till 31st December. Aram say you can Jan February. So Jan to Feb slots are open during this month. Preferably do it before January. It's more than enough. During this time, you can pay all the fees. So registration, membership, and there's one more exam fee. You can pay it during this time. Sounds
So
good,
we
Ritu?
have, sir, I have to pay all this in FinStreet or the
No,
institute?
no. Pay directly to institute. We don't facilitate your payments. You can directly pay to IMA. There will be a video shared with you on how to make the payment, how to complete your registration, but you can do it at your own pace and in your own using your own facilities. One thing we recommend you to have is make sure you have a credit card that allows international payments. That's it.
Okay.
Okay. Cool.
Thank you, sir.
No problem. Okay, let's go. I actually wanted to start with the class. Let's do one thing. I think all the prerequisites are over, pretty much what I wanted to cover. Next topic we are starting is building business acumen. This is something I want to cover before your next class starts. And one more thing, while starting with our class, let me walk you through the curriculum first. We have around 6 sections in US CMA. ये 6 है, but I'll walk you through it separately. Section A stands for financial statement analysis. This section has around 20% weight in your exam. So when we talk about your exam, we have 100 MCQs for 3 hours, plus we have 2 case studies, 2 cases that includes 5 to 6 each questions under each case study. So total consider 10 से 12 questions हो सकते हैं under cases. So this is for 1 hour. So when we are talking about 20% weightage, 20% might be anywhere in this 110 to 112 questions, could be anywhere, 20%. This section, yes, Shiv, any doubts? Shiv, can you go on mute? So let me do it. Done? Okay, thank you. So first is financial statement analysis. It has 20% weightage. It mainly talks about financial statement analysis in the sense ratio analysis. So just imagine that you have 2 companies in front of you, company A and B. Rather, let's compare Reliance versus Adani. So on what parameters you will decide that Reliance is better or Adani is better? Secondly, what are possible parameters to compare 2 companies? That kind of analysis and that kind of study will be covered under financial statement analysis. This is 20% of your curriculum. Next is section B, which talks about corporate finance. This also has 20% weight. This is simply Shark Tank for you. For those who watch Shark Tank, you must have gone through, what is equity, what is debt, what is merger and acquisitions, how valuation is calculated, what are different types of valuation, what is time value of money. There are a lot of YouTubers who talk about compounding effect. कि जल्दी invest करोगे ज़्यादा पैसे मिलेगा, late करोगे कम मिलेगा. So that kind of analysis is done under section B, corporate finance. And corporate finance has a good structure as well, like right from raising capital. So let's say you are a startup, so you raise capital, what is required, what kind of analysis is required, then you become a big company. So how listing happens, how you become a public company from a private company, how listing happens, what are risks involved, and later you are big enough, you want to acquire a new company, then what you will analyze. Those kind of analysis covered under corporate finance. Next is decision analysis. in our class tomorrow, not tomorrow, next Saturday, we will be starting with decision analysis. Decision analysis is the most important subject in our whole curriculum. So the overall weightage is 25%, highest in all 6 subjects. And this talks about uh, production decisions or manufacturing decisions. I'll give you a simple example. Okay. Let's say someone has set up a growing like farming facility for pineapple. So from that pineapple, there are potential products we can create, right? First product is you create chunks out of it and you incur some specific cost, but you get some specific revenue as well. But there is another option. You can further process it and come up with pineapple juice, premium juice. Again, you're going to incur some specific cost, but some specific revenue as well. After juice, you have one more option. You can make syrup out of it. Again, you're going to incur some specific cost. Again, some specific revenue will be there. So this kind of analysis, that at what point we should stop to get maximum profit, this kind of analysis is done in decision analysis. And all these sections are not related. Not related in the sense, of course, they overlap, but you can start your study at any section, section A, B, C, wherever you want. Right now, we are starting with section C, given that it has good weightage, plus it is aligning with our overall schedule. We need to complete it by November end or December. But again, this is pretty much the last chance to join Jan Feb attempt. After this, whichever batch starts, there's a good chance we will take it to May June attempt. There's not enough time is there. Next is risk management. Risk management has around 10% weightage. Risk management is simply answer to one question. What can potentially go wrong? If it goes wrong, what will be our potential profit? That's it. Then we have section E, which is investment analysis. Under investment analysis, यहाँ पे our analysis perspective changes. You know, just imagine we are analyzing ITC or we are analyzing Nestle. How do we analyze such companies? These are listed companies. We analyze them year on year. इसका मतलब how these companies were performing in 2022 versus 23. But what if now you are considering a special project, which is a road construction project, and this project will go on for, let's say, 7 years or 8 years. Let's say there's a infrastructure, मतलब buildings, apartment बना रहे हो, that is going on for 5 years. Let's say you are planning to set up a new factory for 5 years only, a special product, limited edition product you want to produce. So for that, buying new machinery, setting up new facility just for 5 years. So this kind of special analysis, a bit unique analysis to understand which project is better, which investment is better for next 5 years, 7 years, 10 years. This kind of analysis comes under investment analysis. And lastly, we have something called as ethics. By the way, investment analysis also has weightage of around 10%. And then we have ethics. Ethics has a weightage of 15%. And this simply talks about कि आपके कंपनी में फ्रॉड हो रहा है. Okay, there's someone in your team who is committing a fraud. What should you do? Should you complain to your supervisor? Should you go to your internal audit team? Should you go to CFO or CEO of your company? Should you go to the police? Should you go to a lawyer? That kind of things are covered. There are 2 to 3 laws covered as well. FCPA is there, Foreign Corruption Practice Act. Then we have Sarbanes-Oxley Act. And we have a couple of more references to some sections. Then we have something called as fraud triangle, that looking at conditions in a setup, in a team, in an organization, can you predict that there will be a fraud? Or when a fraud happens, can you backtrack that because of these reasons the fraud has happened? So for that, we have a concept called as fraud triangle. We'll discuss it. But this is how overall 100% of your curriculum looks like. And this is where we are getting started in the next lecture. आज का lecture is about building business acumen. I hope that is clear. Chalo, I have a couple of doubts. I'll quickly take those. Sure, I'll repeat investment analysis, Aniket. No, Harum, this is just for CMA part 2. Part 1 is completely different. Part 1 में you will find costing वगैरह, FP&A costing. Yes, समृद्धि, there is discount on overall fees. वो spring में आता है and December में आता है. So around Christmas, If you register, you will get 30% off, 30 or 20 or 40%, whatever, off on membership and registration fee. Again, it's not a guarantee. It depends on the institute. They release it on their social media handle. Sahil, please be on mute. Okay. Guys, sorry about that. Okay. Aniket, sure. Investment analysis. Let's cover it one more time. Aniket, are you there? Unmute kar lo. Chalo, we'll discuss it together. Hi, Aniket.
Yes, sir.
So imagine there's a listed company. How would you analyze it? If I ask you के year on year growth कैसे हुआ है, you will look at 2022 का revenue and 23 का revenue, right?
Yes.
And see what is growth. But if I tell you, Aniket, we are going in for a project in Delhi where we are building 7 apartments right from scratch. We have some investment amount, investment value with us, and there is some cash flow expected in these 7 years. जैसे bookings आएंगे वैसे. So this analysis and this analysis is different, right?
Yes, sir.
This comes under investment analysis, where the complete focus is on how much money we are investing and how much cash flow we will get in next 7 years. Clear?
Okay, sir. Okay, sir. Thank
Awesome.
you.
No worries. Sir, I heard that some update in syllabus is scheduled this month. हाँ ध्रुव, we have adapted to that. और वो बहुत पुरानी बात हो गई यार, वो अप्रैल से सब बोल रहे हैं. We have updated curriculum everywhere, don't worry. Chalo guys, I think this is high time now. Let's start with our class. And before starting our class, by the way, I usually give a break in between. So let's take a break. We'll have a fresh start. Right now it's 10:53. 15-minute break or chalo 17 minute le lo. Come back by 10 a.m. We will be starting with our first topic, that is building business acumen. इसमें हम will be studying value chain analysis, and I have a case study for you of Maruti Suzuki. So I'll be discussing this case study inside out. We'll do some level of analysis and then we'll call it a day by 12 p.m. maximum 12:15. Enjoy your break. I'll be away. I will see you back at 11:10 a.m. Have tea, coffee, and come back in time. By the way, we are strict about the timing, so make sure you're back by 11:10 a.m. Enjoy your break. Welcome back, guys. I think we are good to start. 2-3 doubts आए थे. Let me just quickly check. Anand, you can connect with our admin today. She's working. आपको demo group पे जो admin, she's handling everything. Whoever shared the link, you can get in touch with her. Sir, if not September batch, then when will be the next batch? It depends. Our curriculum is likely to go until November. I think it would take some time. At least 1 महीना तो कोई batch start नहीं होगी. That's for sure. उसके बाद maybe we'll create a new schedule and then we'll announce a new batch. Chalo, let's get started with our first topic, building business acumen. Now, why do we need to build business acumen? That's the first point. Sorry, I won't be taking doubts for next 5-10 minutes. I want to cover one topic. Sir, total कितने attempt होते हैं एक year में? Aniket, there are 3 windows. Attempts तो unlimited है, but हर एक window में एक attempt दिया तो 3 attempt हो जाएंगे. I hope that helps. Okay, let's start with our first topic, building business acumen. Why do we need to build business acumen? Well, CMF initially has to do with a lot of decision making in businesses. Someone is on unmute. Please be on mute. Samruddhi, can you please be on mute? Thank you. So coming to CMA now, see, CMA has a lot to do with decision making. And when we say decision making, we need to first understand how a business runs to take decisions. Abhi usually business दो तरह के होते हैं. There are only 2 types of businesses in this world. Third is an hybrid of 2. First is product business and second is a service business. let's talk about product first, and I would rather ask you guys that what is a product business. Anyone can unmute and go ahead. Abdul, would you like to try? I can see your name on top of my screen.
Nike.
Nike, perfect. Nike is a product business. Let me take 2-3 more examples. Akansha, would you like to try one? No? Okay, let me try next person.
Sir, can I try?
Sure, go ahead.
Sir, cosmetics business is also product business.
Cosmetics. So let's take Lakme.
Can we say selling
Sugar.
of business physical goods?
Physical goods. Perfect. You are hitting the right spot. Physical goods. But there's a small catch. I'll come to it. But physical goods is spot on. Okay, one last example. Anyone? I need a brand, a company's name.
Apple.
Zara.
Apple. Perfect. Let's continue with Apple. So we'll see one feature. Whenever we are talking about product type business, there is usually a physical good involved. Second thing, the price is quoted in full. So there is no repetitive payments after a month, after a year, after 6 months. You have to pay for it. Not necessary. Third thing, these are usually physical goods. So tangible goods को भी कहा जाता है in technical terms. Tangible is something you can touch, feel, and see. These are 2 or 3 typical features of a product-based business. यहाँ पर there is a certain value chain that is followed, and this value chain is usually divided into 5 to 7 parts. We'll come to that later. Now let's look at what is service-based business. Again, I want some examples. Feel free to unmute and speak up.
Infosys,
Swiggy.
Ola.
Ola.
Perfect. Swiggy.
Reliance.
Netflix.
Netflix. Perfect. So again, when we come to service-based business, you will see one feature. This is usually intangible. Now I get it that when we talk about Ola, you literally go and sit inside a car. But when it comes to service is getting you connected to the cab driver. That is the main service Ola does, getting you connected to drivers. And that service is actually intangible. It's through phone, it's through technology, but you cannot touch and feel that specific service. When it comes to even Netflix is an entertainment service. It's an experience business. Usually, service has a lot to do with the value proposition plus experience. So when we talk about Ola, when we talk about Swiggy, food delivery services, Netflix, entertainment services, Ola, transportation services, but not exact transportation, getting you getting you connected with a driver, and then transportation services. So one feature over here typically seen is there is a subscription model. Swiggy has Swiggy One Lite membership. Netflix has a monthly subscription. Even Ola, you have to subscribe per ride. So over here, there is a one typical feature seen, that is repetitive payments. There is no a payment in full time. Whenever you need the service, you have to pay for it. Second is when the goods are intangible. Touch and feel is it's not its main feature. It is experience that is its main feature. So you will see a lot of service-based companies focusing more on getting your reviews, your ratings, and your data. Based on that data, they can immediately upgrade their service. Okay. Let's consider Maruti Suzuki now. A quick question. Maruti Suzuki is a product business or a service business?
Product business.
Product business.
Product business.
Spot on. So when we are talking about this product business, let's break down its value chain. Or ye value chain. So when I was working at WhatFix through my summer internship at IIM Lucknow, तो हमारे एक director थे. He was kind enough कि after our working hours, he used to stay back and he used to teach us more about the business. And it was a technology company. So any tech required inside a company, WhatFix used to take care of automating its learning part. तो उसके लिए उन्होंने फिर हमें बिजनेस क्या होता है वो सिखाया था. He was teaching us how a business works, and this is the value chain analysis I learned with him. So imagine when Maruti Suzuki started, the first thing this company would have done is started with research and development. And there are 2 parts to it. One is internal and second is external. When we talk about external research, this is where you go and study The market में क्या study करोगे? What will be the main points you'll be looking for? First thing, who all are our potential competitors? Yes, Avantika, customers as well. First, we'll study competitors. Is there any good or similar product available in the market which we are planning to develop? Maruti Suzuki was next, rather is a car manufacturing company. So let's talk about cars now. Within cars, they might have targeted a specific segment. It could be hatchback, it could be sedan, it could be an XUV, whatever their target is. First thing they'll study in the market is, are there competitors? Secondly, is there real need for this product? If offered to a potential customer, are they willing to pay for it? Such kind of study happens in an external analysis environment. When we talk about internal analysis, here we analyze how much capital do we have, how many cars we can produce, where we can set up our facility, to what extent we can scale up our production, to what extent we can cater our specific market. Now in India, Maruti Suzuki's plant is in Haryana. Their biggest plant is in Haryana. So in Haryana, when we study again Maruti Suzuki, they might have gone from Haryana targeting first the north part, then maybe north plus east, west, central, and then the southern part. So eventually whole India. That is how a company opens up in phases, catering to different market segments. So such kind of analysis, internal and external, starts your company. Next part, this is value chain part 1. Next part is V2, where company will now focus on the next big thing, that is procurement. There's one more point I'll highlight. Within internal analysis, the company also finalizes the product they want to produce, plus its design, and also the requirements for this design. So what all material, machinery will be required. Based on that, the procurement will start. What is procurement? Simply purchase department in any company. Purchase matlab kharidna, simple thing. So whenever company has the whole strategy setup, product setup, design setup, next team that plays a big role is procurement. Procurement is the team that will go in the market, purchase everything that is required, right from engine, car ka wo chassis, body, accessories, windshield वगैरह, सब कुछ. Once the purchase is completed, we move on to the next value chain, that is V3. And under V3, we start manufacturing. So under manufacturing, our focus is on assembly line, where or whatever we have purchased through procurement, we start setting it up and start actually creating a car. This is where open inventory gets converted into, or is in process of being converted into, a finished good, a good that we can sell, a product that we can sell. So from here, parts are being converted into an actual car. Okay. Now, once this is completed, we have something called as inventory setup. Inventory setup will form next part of our value chain. This is V4. And in inventory setup, we just have to focus on storage of cars. Again, this storage is not simple storage. It is a very strategic storage. What if you just have one factory in northern part of India? How would you take care of it? What if you have just one factory in southern part of India, and let's say one specific city, let's say Chennai has super high demand in terms of cars as compared to Kochi or any other place, then how would you manage that? Such questions do show up. And then over here, we have to focus on strategic storage. कि हम एक inventory or storage house will finalize it in such a way that the connectivity, distribution is available. Whenever there is demand, we can immediately supply. This brings us to the next part in our value chain, that is V5, distribution. What are we focusing under distribution? Whenever we have manufactured a car, stored our inventory, we set up a network of distributors. In Pune, I think we have 2 or 3 big distributors: My Car Private Limited, Sai Service Private Limited. What all these distributors do? They buy cars from the main manufacturer, that is Maruti Suzuki, and then they sell it to you. So you'll observe whenever you want to buy a car or even a two-wheeler, and when you visit a showroom, even though the showroom has branding of that company, के ऊपर TVS मारुति सुजुकी ऐसे लिखा होगा. The showroom is not owned by Maruti Suzuki or TVS. It is owned by a local distributor who purchases vehicles from the main manufacturer. This brings us to the next part, that is V6. Under V6, we have sales and CRM. Sales is simply selling your inventory, selling your products. CRM stands for customer relationship management. This is how a complete company setup looks like, right from research and development till sales and CRM. And our job as CFO of a company, our job as CFO of a company is integrated everywhere. Whenever we are doing research and development, our focus is on how much investment can we raise, how much investment is rather required versus how much we can raise, how much we can spend on just strategy or design, how much we can spend on procurement. That is first set of questions which a CFO answers. Second, when we move to procurement, what is our budget, expected expenditure versus what is actual we have spent on all the products. This is a huge setup of analysis which CFO does. Third is when manufacturing starts. At what point we should stop our manufacturing, how much variants we should create. Should we create a baseline variant? Should we create a premium car variant? Should we create a tie-up with other company? You know, there's a tie-up between Toyota and Maruti Suzuki to exchange their design ideas. So can we do such kind of setup as well? Should we create more cars? Should we create different cars? Should we create more colored cars? Again, this kind of analysis is done by CFO in this segment. Next is inventory. Inventory mein CFO is responsible for efficient supply chain. Okay, how many cars should we keep as a reserve? When should we order new lot of cars? When should we start tracking loss of inventory, or what would be the risk of stock outage? I hope you guys know stock outage. Let's say you go to a mall for shopping और आपको एक शर्ट पसंद आया, but if you ask if is there L or XL available, it's not available in your size. That is called risk of stock outage. So if there is stock outage, what would be potential loss as well? That gets covered over here. Next is distribution. How much is our lead time in terms of sales? If we start delivering our product today, in how much time will it reach to our customers? And next is sales. How much should we sell on acquiring new customers, marketing, strategy, and what is our return on that? How much can we afford to go above and beyond our expenditure? This kind of overall analysis happens under CMA curriculum. And this is just the beginning. This is one side of the table. Other side of the table is investors. Investors will invest. Gayatri, please don't annotate on screen. Thank you. This is just one side of the table. Second side of the table is investors. When investors will sit with you as investor of a company called Maruti Suzuki, and they will evaluate at every point in time. What is your valuation? How much more money we can give you? What is your risk? And upon your risk, how much return we should get? This is another side of table in the same deal. So investment side. I hope you have understood what is value chain analysis. I'll take a quick vote. If you have understood this, please press Y in the chat. I'll wait for all the votes. Okay, great. We have almost everything. Samruddhi, I'm happy to repeat investment side. I'll do that. Shravan, a quick update. Our majority of class will be in English. I can simplify it further. I can repeat it, but Hindi would be just 10%, not more than that. I want you to adapt to English. This is a US-based certification. Official language of the exam is English. So Hindi बहुत थोड़ा use होगा. Majority of explanation would be in English. Reason being, if I explain you everything in Hindi, and once you start solving questions, you won't understand. The textbook is in English. Questions are in English. You have to answer in English. So Shravan, if required, take some time. Instead of maybe 4 months, attend classes for 6 months. go through recordings multiple times. But please adapt to English. Official English is required. Okay. So I think that doubt was shared by Avimitra, right? Avimitra, so just imagine. By the way, you can unmute yourself, Avimitra. So Avimitra, let's say this is headquarters of Maruti Suzuki. And let's say Avimitra is its CFO. So when CFO reaches us to investors saying that, sir, I need 50 crore rupees to set up a new plant, new manufacturing plant. The investors would ask you some questions. First is, let me change color over here. The first question would be, tell me more about your product. What is its cost required per product and what is the profit you are expecting per product? Next question would be, what are all the risks involved in your new plant, setting up of a new plant? Third is, what is your expected revenue in coming times? That is next question. Fourth is, if you are asking for 50 crore, are you asking for a debt? If debt, what is the interest you are ready to pay? If you are asking for equity, then how much percentage ownership are you offering? Answering these type of questions from CFO perspective, this comes out to be the investment side. Samruddhi, Avimitra, is this part clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Perfect.
sir.
Awesome. Chalo, let's move on. So for this purpose, there is a certain mechanism or a format that the industry has curated. Now, there are two types of formats in reporting. We will just learn first type of format today. I'll just introduce you. Okay, we are not going to do any further analysis. I just want to introduce you to two possible formats under reporting. One is internal. इंटरनल फॉर्मेट का टू सम एक्सटेंट डिस्कशन यू विल सी इन शार्क टैंक. शार्क टैंक में जो डिस्कशन होता है कि अनुपम मित्तल आस्क्स व्हाट इज योर कंट्रीब्यूशन मार्जिन, व्हाट इज योर ग्रॉस प्रॉफिट वगैरह वगैरह. सो इंटरनल इज वन रिपोर्ट format and second is external. External is the part which is actually released to general public limited company, right? Maruti Suzuki. So they will release their annual reports. What will annual report include? It will include P&L, which is now called income statement. Then we have balance sheet, and then we have something called as cash flow statement. And there are 2-3 more reports, which is equity ownership and other part, but we won't be discussing that today. Our today's focus is on income statement, performance and analysis of a business. पहले देखते हैं how external format looks like. Okay, I'll quickly walk you through, and then we will come to internal. आज का focus internal पे है, because when analysis is happening, it is as per internal requirement. But when reporting is happening, that is as per external requirement. You can quickly make a note of this. Analysis is focused on internal requirement. But when we talk about reporting, the focus is on external compliance based requirements. Let's look at external reporting format first. It's an easy one. And you can actually take this as an assignment. I'll rather assign it to you. That's what you can do. See, here's a website which is usually used for financial analysis for all the listed companies in India. Not sure if US companies are available. I don't think so actually available. Okay, coming to Maruti Suzuki. If you see, this is stock price performance, some pros and cons about the company. If you're interested in how to analyze a stock or a company, we'll do that later. Happy to discuss that as well. See, now we are talking about our quarterly results, or even annual results are also fine. We are at P&L or income statement used as a proxy. Here you will see this format, sales minus expenses. These expenses are operating. Operating profit matlab, I'll just quickly explain you all this. Let me use different color, might be helpful. See, if any company is making any money, what is their primary source of money? It is revenue. From where does revenue show up? Revenue shows up from sale of assets. So revenue and sale is always used as a proxy. कि आप sales कर रहे हो या revenue कर रहे हो, you are getting money from it. So this is also called your top line. This is where performance of your company starts. But there are some costs involved as well. Which cost? Cost to manufacture your products. And within this cost, everything. A factory का rent आ गया, employees का salary आ गया, and number of things. They also show up over here. And whatever cost you incur at an operational level, operational means factory level plus your headquarters that comes up with strategy for the product, design for the product, research and development, everything included specific to that product, that will give you operating profit. इसमें से when we talk further, there is something called as other income, which we need to deduct. Other income is actually a distraction, and I'll explain you an interesting story around this as well. So there was a company, I won't take the name, और वो यहाँ मैन्युफैक्चरिंग में ही काम करती थी. It was into vehicle manufacturing. And what they did, one day they decided, let's set up a new plant in Mumbai. And while setting up this new plant, they initially planned and bought a land accordingly. This land was bought around for 10 crores. And they were planning to set up their factory over there. After 2 years, when all the processing was happening, management realized that the demand for our vehicles is not going up. So in that case, they came back to Mumbai and decided to sell this land after 2 years. And the land prices or the property rates were so high that they ended up selling this land for even more than 50 crores. And this profit of 40 crores, this became their other income. Why it is their other income? Main reason is when you are an automobile manufacturer, when you're a car or vehicle manufacturer, your operations is or your profit should come out of your vehicles, not land dealings, not buying and selling of land. You are not a broker, you are not a infrastructure investor. So any income that is coming outside your production, outside your vehicle offering, that becomes your other income. And usually when you're analyzing all this, we get rid of other income. Other income is a distraction. We want to focus on regular performance of a company. So focus is on operating profit, and we get rid of other income eventually. Other than this, we have other income. Sorry, not other income. We have interest cost. Let's say if you have taken loan, so there would be interest cost and tax. After tax, we have net profit. That is it. This is more or less your external reporting format, which is shown to the world. This is shown to us openly on a public platform. But now let's go and deep dive into internal format. And this is something I want you to take note of. This is where our learning starts now. Under internal analysis, we start with revenue. But the next step is we are interested in a very interesting breakdown of cost. There are two types of cost in manufacturing or operations. One is variable cost, and second is fixed cost. Okay. Is there anyone who does kind of a product business in our class? We'll take their example. Okay, Shravan, Jai Maharashtra. Is there anyone in our class who can manage, who manages products or sells products? नहीं, ठीक है. Let me take an example we discussed in our last batch. अच्छा, Sarthak is there. Sarthak is into mango business. So let's say Sarthak थोड़ा टफ होगा सबको समझने में. Let me take an example, easy example. Let's say Sarthak is into milk production. He's running a dairy farm. So when we talk about milk production, there are some expenses which are variable in nature. Okay, as soon as the production goes up, the cost will also go up. What kind of cost would be there? It would be processing cost per liter, This would include, let's say, जो पैकेज आता है प्लास्टिक का for 1 liter of milk. If you are producing 100 units, and let's say the package is costing 2 rupees per 1 liter package, then it would cost you 200 rupees. But if we are now manufacturing 200 units, it will cost you into 2, that is 400 rupees. If we have 600 units of milk to be sold, and we need plastic package of 2 rupees for each unit, हर एक यूनिट के लिए 2 रुपए का प्लास्टिक पैकेज लग रहा है. So it will be into 2, and now your cost is 1200. So if you can see, as soon as my units are increasing from 100 to 200, my cost increased from 200 to 400. As my units increase from 200 to 600, my cost increased from 400 to 1200. This growth, this increment in your cost, which is aligned to your production, sales, this type of cost is called variable cost. Another example would be, let's say, you are one of our students in our regular batch. She has a small restaurant setup for lassi. So in last class, we had taken our example. So just imagine Sarthak is running a lassi center. So when he's selling one lassi, maybe he incurs 3 rupees worth of dahi, 1 rupee worth of sugar, and 1 rupee worth of maybe other material. This comes out to be 5. So just imagine when he'll go to 2 lassis, he will incur 10. 3 lassis, he will incur 15 rupees as cost. This is cost. This is called variable cost. I hope this concept is clear. Okay. Now let's come to fixed cost. Going back to Sarthak's dairy farm, the rent that he's going to incur, let's say his dairy farm's rent is 50,000 per month. So over there, irrespective of 100 units being produced, 200, 300, even 1,000 units being produced, the rent is going to stay the same. Let's say Sarthak has a team of 10 people and their salaries is around 20,000 per person. So irrespective of how much they are working, how much they are producing, if they're working for 1 month, you will pay them only 20,000 rupees. So irrespective of your production, के units ज़्यादा हो रहे, कम हो रहे, even if the irrespective of products increasing or decreasing, when your cost stays the same, rent cost, salary cost, any other cost, this cost is called as fixed cost. And internal analysis mein, we are actually interested in this. So when we talk about internal analysis, this is how it goes. Revenue minus variable cost. This gives us contribution margin. How much money we can contribute towards contribution margin towards fixed cost. And after fixed cost, what we get is operating profit. From operating profit, OP, we will typically deduct, if there is any loan, we deduct interest. So this is earnings before tax. We deduct tax. And then we get net profit. Please make a note of this format, right from revenue till net profit. This continues over here. Those who have understood what is variable cost, what is fixed cost, and what is this internal format, please type Y in the chat. If you haven't understood, please type N in the chat, or you can unmute and speak up.
Sir, I have one question.
Yes, Anand.
The interest cost, which is means finance cost, is not under variable or not under fixed cost, right?
Yes. And I'm glad that you asked this question. Reason being, this interest cost, is this related to your production? No, right?
No.
When we talk about your factory में wages है, we have rent, we have all sorts of procurement cost, purchase cost वगैरह. When it comes to your strategy, let's say SG&A होता है, something called as sales, general and admin expenses. In this, we have sales team ka commission, we have admin expenses, we have general expenses. General expense can be petty expenses, office में coffee का machine रखा है, the cost incurred to maintain that coffee machine, pantry वगैरह, those costs. So everything that has to do with operations, it will be above operating profit over here. But everything that is outside operations, मतलब interest is more to do with managing your capital. कि capital में हम interest भी ले सकते हैं, equity भी ले सकते हैं. So this is not part of your operations. This is not part of your factory or head office. So this is excluded. And secondly, tax is given to government. So again, excluded, not part of our business. Clear, Anand?
Yes,
Sir,
thank you.
we have one question. Hello.
Yes, Deepak.
Sir, this is the after the contribution margin, so you have deducted fixed cost,
Yes.
and also then we are getting the operating profit.
Yes.
Okay.
Cool. Yeah.
Got
Okay. If you're asking me to repeat in the chat, just highlight which part you want me to repeat. How can we quantify fixed cost in a single accounting period? That we will see with a case study, Nitin. Usually question में दिया होता है, don't worry. It's specifically mentioned that rent is 50,000, XYZ part is 20,000, and we know what elements come under fixed and variable. We'll be analyzing it. So, sir, variable cost is related to production, right? Yes, correct, Gaurav. Sir, what is contribution margin? Contribution margin is basically how much money is left for fixed cost. See, when we are manufacturing, let's go back to our lassi example. See, let's say we are manufacturing lassi where 10 rupees per lassi is our cost and we are selling it for 25 rupees. So when we are selling it for 25 rupees, let's say if I sell one unit, this is how my cost economics or unit economics look like. 25 is revenue. My variable cost is 10. Contribution margin is 15. What is this contribution margin? Money left to recover fixed cost. Let's say your fixed cost for running this lassi center turns out to be 50,000 per month. So basically, when you are making 15 rupees ka profit or contribution margin, the contribution margin per unit, you can also find out how many units you need to sell, X unit you need to sell to recover 50,000 rupees. Because when we deduct fixed cost after this is straight at 50,000 rupees, which is a huge loss. So selling one unit is not profitable. And this is how our analysis starts. I'll be taking this in next lecture, okay, how to find this X and all. But it's very easy. If you're smart enough, you can easily do X is equal to 50K divided by 15. You will find out at these many products, you will break even point. So this basically tells you that per unit, how much money is left so that you can recover your fixed cost and then make profit. Is this clear? I forgot the name, sorry. Aryan, is this clear? Great. Sir, as CMA, CFO, our part is only to take figures and analyze, or do we need to find out what is VCFC in the real world when working? See, when you are working, let's say you join Deutsche Bank's FP&A team, or rather Deutsche Bank, so the banking would be difficult. Let's start with PepsiCo. One of my friend who's a CMA got into PepsiCo right now. It's in Hyderabad. So in PepsiCo, the first thing he would be given is all the data. And in that data set, there would be already differentiation made that how much water is required, how much plastic is required for one bottle of Pepsi. That is with him. Secondly, the central cost to run the factory, fixed cost, that is also given. So data is given, you have to analyze it. That helps, Abdul?
Yes, sir.
Amazing.
And so one more query, that format you shown, that format is only for the product related businesses, right?
No, it can be used for service related business, but there would be some adjustments made.
Okay. If there is a staff welfare expenses and all that, so that comes under variable or fixed cost?
Staff welfare is fixed because it whatever is related to one unit. Now, when we have staff welfare, it is not usually related to a unit. It's a team that gets a total budget. कि आपका budget है 10,000, 15,000. Enjoy, do it. ऐसे होता है. So that goes under fixed cost.
Okay. Thanks.
No problem. Okay, I think we are good to move on, but that's pretty much the agenda. I just wanted to get you guys started. understand value chain analysis and reporting. We will be continuing with CMA Part 2, Section C, where we have left today. My assignment for you guys this week, those who have admitted and those who will take admission. Number 1, please complete your onboarding. The onboarding includes taking access to Hock plus FinStreet LMS. That's your first task. Second task, when you get access to FinStreet LMS, there is a course called Finance 101. There are multiple lectures. I'll just quickly show you that as well. Please click on this course. There are around 5 to 6 lectures. What is finance, equity, debt, TVM, building business acumen. Then you have some prerequisites, how to study, how to plan your strategy for exam. If you get some free time and understand more about scope of CMA in India, US, a lot of students are interested in moving to US. So we have done special discussion on that as well. You can watch that. By the way, this is available on YouTube as well. And lastly, there was a good webinar conducted 2 months ago or 3 months ago. This is FinStreet Education ke YouTube channel pe. You can watch that. These two are optional. Podcast and webinar is optional. Rest all videos are mandatory for you. So please complete it. Complete Finance 101. After this, please start reading first 10 pages of section C. This is your pre-read for our next class. On Wednesday, you will get all the invites to our classes. It would be a calendar invite. Make sure you have an app called Google Calendar installed and bookmarked in your Chrome browser as well, if required. And other than that, I think we are good for this week. Next week onwards, you'll be part of the learning ecosystem. This week, it's just onboarding. That's it for your assignment. And we are done. So those who want to now stay back and ask me questions, feel free to do so. I want to take some time for Q&A. If you want to enjoy your Sunday, rest of the Sunday, feel free to drop off. Thank you for attending today's demo lecture.
Sir,
Yes, Anand.
yeah, tell me about the fee structures and how to get enrolled and all that things.
There's a lot of detailing in it, so I have created a dedicated video. Can you do one small thing for me?
Yeah.
Just go on YouTube. Type my name, Aditya Shelar. And pretty much the first video you will see, the second video you will see is on fees and ROI. So there's a 20-minute discussion explaining fees for student category, professional category, coaching fees. And other than that, we have regular membership fees, vagara. Everything is discussed. And if you're asking about class K fees, vagara, I can explain you that. Achha,
Yeah,
class
so,
K
so
fees.
yeah, I want classes fees and all that.
Oh, okay. So we have two programs. One is online and second is offline. Offline happens only in Pune. Online is around 70K. Offline is around 80K. And then we have something called a self-paced program. This is around 50K. 50K may you get access to all the recordings plus Hock LMS. So you just miss out on live lectures and doubt solving sessions, but everything else is included.
Okay.
Then we have something called as early bird discount, which got over, but our team has extended it by a day or two. So if you pay the full amount, or even if check with our admin team, but they have some policy of around 5K discount. It is up to them. It's explained to them. They will follow the policy. So as per this policy, the max discount you can get from our side is 5K.
Okay.
And there is also an EMI option available. Urmila will explain you. The maximum EMIs we allow is 3 installments.
Okay. We can use a credit card for that?
Yes, you can use a credit card. Credit card ke liye she will send a link of Razorpay, but credit card is the only option that will incur you additional 2% charge. This goes to Razorpay, not us. So you will have. So if you are paying 100 rupees, you will have to pay 102 for credit card.
Okay, that's the
Yeah.
franchisee charges.
Yeah.
Sir,
Next.
even if we take online course, is
Hmm.
it possible maybe sometime we can drop down to Pune and meet you up for some kind of session if it's required? Would that be okay
Yes,
with you?
yes. You are most welcome to do so. I love having students in our offline classes. We have a good corporate setup. There's a C-suite executive room for you guys available. Drop by if you want to come study. There's a library facility available in our class. We have announced it internally. So there are 30, 40 business and finance related books. Pick anything you want. It's a gift from my end.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Next question is, am I planning to increase fees for US CMA? I'm not aware about it. Shiv Shah, I want to know about IMA volunteer opportunities. We'll discuss it later. Where can I get access to 101? Connect with our admin. So those who want to take admission or something, this is the phone number 8411 888 192. It's our admin team. The person in charge is Urmila.
One more follow-on question. The
Hmm.
70K is for the both part or only for part two or one only for one part?
No, it's for both parts. It's an end-to-end offering. So whatever you need, right from. So I'll just brief you what you'll get. You'll get FinStreet ka LMS access for both parts, Hock LMS access for both parts. Then there are 6 profile building certifications. These are for free. Then we have something called as placement bootcamp. इसमें we have CV drafting services, mock interview services, again for free. So everything under one umbrella, 70K.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Cool.
So if we are already employed, would be able to, uh, help, would you be able to help with CV drafting services?
Sure. We have CV drafting services for senior executives as well. Uh, so interestingly, my elder brother went to IM Cozicode's executive MBA. So I have the whole placement mentorship package from IM Cozicode. I'm using it over here. For 0 to 2 or 3 years of experience, I'm using IM Lucknow's package. So we are taking drafts and all guidelines from there. Next thing, we have interestingly some senior executives in our class. So I think one of senior management folks from Hitachi, he takes one-on-one classes from me, but he's paying extra fees for that. So I can get you connected to such folks. You guys can talk, and through network, we'll get you either a better job or higher salary. But there won't be any placement mentorship for you. You are an experienced folk. We'll just draft your CV and help you network with senior candidates. I
That
hope
would,
that works.
yeah, that would be great help. Thank
Yeah.
you so much.
No problem.
So
Next
we have many
is,
centers of IMA around the globe, right?
yes. So there are two types
So
of centers. One is company centers, that is in Bangalore. So it's like a proper office, IMA's office, India office, that is in Bangalore. Second, we have chapters which are run by volunteers. So I used to run Pune chapter. I ran it for 3, 4 years. I was global volunteer as well. Now other folks are taking care of it. But this is more like learning initiative at a chapter level. For operations, it is Bangalore office in India.
and for the exam centers,
Exam center, we have around 8 to 10 exam centers for candidates who are based out of Pune or Mumbai or anywhere in Maharashtra. We have just one center, Mumbai center. I think we have one in Delhi, one in Hyderabad. I need to check. Just a
I
second.
heard. Sure.
दरवाजा ढकला लॉक्ड नाही आहे तुम्ही आत येऊ शकता. So there's one center in Hyderabad. There is one center in Kochi, if I'm not wrong. I was behind them to start one center in Pune when I was a volunteer with them. But they are very strict rules.
I heard it like the people who are writing exam through
Hmm.
Middle East side of the exam centers are getting a less chance of passing, and for the people who are in the India, I mean Asian side, are getting a more chances of getting passing results. Is it true?
No, it nothing to do with geography. See, the rule is quite simple. The exam is of 500 marks. You score more than 360, you pass. Now, such kind of myth would be created because the study culture in India and Middle East is very different. I have students in Middle East. They are not used to studying n number of hours in one sitting, have that much rigor which we have in India. India mein studying is a culture. 5-10 घंटे is something we celebrate. So that difference plus, I would say, competition over here is also intense. So थोड़ा सा बचपन से ही you are pushed towards studies ना. Overall study culture is way better in India. That's why I think the passing result is much better. Next is, sir, is there any age limit? No age limit, Saransh. So you can appear for it anytime. Rather, once you cross, I think 50 or 60 years of age, your membership becomes free. सर कोलकाता में कोई प्रोमेट्रिक सेंटर है क्या? सो देर इज अ लिंक ऑफ प्रोमेट्रिक सेंटर्स. यू जस्ट नीड टू टाइप इन योर पिन कोड. It shows you the nearest center. I'll ask Urmila to share it in our group. Sukhpreet, sir, how much time will we get to access your Saturday recording? Because on Saturday I get free at 4 o'clock. So as soon as our lecture gets over, within 30 minutes we upload our lecture. Nitin, sir, if I study 4 to 6 hours a day and we complete both exams in 6 months, see, it's not about effort you put in, it is about output you are getting. So Nitin, what you can do is, if you are studying 4 to 6 hours a day, appear for tests repeatedly, see what your result is. If your accuracy is above 80-85%, do it in 3 months each part, that's fine. But if your accuracy is low, even after studying a lot, something is going wrong. Maybe the guidance is wrong, method is wrong, your understanding level is not up to the mark. So it depends on a lot of factors. Number of hours is not one of them. For me, even I used to study 2 hours a day. On weekends I used to study 6-7 hours a day. Not up to the mark, but I had a lot of background in finance, so मेरा हो गया 3 महीने में. It is how it works. I hope that helps, Nitin. Jangya Sen, sir, when can we get the time schedule of class and routines? Wednesday. Cherry,
Sir,
under what? Yes.
sir, now you will solve only doubts.
Yeah, I'm only taking Q&A right now. The class is over for now.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Sir, can you explain basic computer skills required for US CMA?
Competence required for US CMA.
Computer skills, sir.
Computer skills.
हाँ.
Typing and clicking mouse, that's it. Okay, so simple enough. Yeah.
And sir, can you tell me if that mock test will be conducted on online, or any center will be allocated, or something?
So for offline students, we have Pune center. You can come and appear. For online students, it will be on LMS. So once your exam starts, there would be a stopwatch. Everything would be replicated as exam, but there wouldn't be a moderator. So I count on you guys. I trust you guys to give it honestly.
And in the exam centers, calculators are we can use the calculators, or?
Yes, in exam centers, we do have option to use calculator, both advanced and normal calculator. In FinStreet, I have good experience with this advanced calculator. This is financial calculator. We'll be using this one in our class. It costs around 4,000, but it has all the Excel shortcuts embedded. So your life is quite easy. You save some time. You can pass using a regular calculator as well, जो BCom या CA के लिए use करते हैं. But if you can save time, let's do it.
Okay.
Sir, under virtual program, will there be placement help for working candidates? So Cherry, for self-paced program, we would just send your CV. We won't work on it, and we won't help you with mock interviews or guidance. So it would be passive help. Help is there, but it's passive. Sir, about study materials. Amsita, once you take a admission with us, आपको login ID passwords दिए जाएंगे by Wednesday. And if you need hard copy, it is available at an additional cost of 2,000 rupees. Hock has an office in Delhi. They courier it directly from Delhi to your address. Hard copy books.
Sir.
Yes, Avimitra.
So what are the documents required, like for identification verification in
Exam.
Prometric centers?
Prometric center. Yes. Safe side, carry a passport. If you don't have a passport, like I had passport, तो उससे काम हो जाता है. But if you don't have a passport, then safe side carry 2 to 3 documents. One allowed document is driving license. Another is your college ID card. But college ID card itself is not sufficient. So college ID card के साथ carry a signed debit card, PAN card, Aadhaar card, something that has your photo, name, date of birth. बट सेफ साइड, इफ पासपोर्ट इज देयर प्लीज कैरी अ पासपोर्ट. अगर पासपोर्ट नहीं है तो सब कुछ लेके जाओ, आधार कार्ड, ड्राइविंग लाइसेंस,
आधार
डेबिट
कार्ड,
कार्ड.
पैन कार्ड, डेबिट
हाँ,
कार्ड, ये सब चल जाएगा ना?
ये सब चल जाएगा. देर इज अ स्पेसिफिक डेडिकेटेड डॉक्यूमेंट ऑन इट, वो मैं शेयर कर दूंगा आपके साथ.
ओके सर.
ओके कूल. ठीक है.
Sir, I'm asking for virtual program.
अच्छा, आप ऑनलाइन क्लासेस के लिए पूछ रहे हो? ऑनलाइन वी हैव 100% प्लेसमेंट, मेंटरशिप एंड असिस्टेंस. सो एवरीथिंग वी आर डूइंग फॉर ऑफलाइन वी डू इट फॉर ऑनलाइन एज वेल. So there would be mock interviews, CV, certifications, everything would be there. Does that help, Akansha? Or was it Cherry? Sorry, it was Cherry. Cherry. So virtual program में सब कुछ है. Everything required for placement. We take responsibility of your placement as well. I hope that helps.
Yeah, okay.
Okay. Sir, can you put some light on what is complete roadmap if one is planning to work abroad for CMA US certification? Also, can we plan to move before completion of 2 years of relevant experience? No, Sheikh, इतना जल्दी मिलना it would be very very rare. I'll give you two options. ठीक है, थोड़ा creative way है, but देखो, you can complete CMA, uh, get a passport and visa, which is very difficult. But I've seen some of my friends do it for Canada. कि CMA खत्म कर लिया, FRM खत्म कर लिया, they took passport, straight away traveled to that country, started looking for jobs on ground, talking to people, asking for openings, knocking on doors directly. That is one approach, but it is very high risk. Plus, getting into US is difficult. Before some years, it was easy in Canada, Australia, but now it's very difficult. Secondly, what is the right way, preferred way? It would be get some experience in Indian market. Second, pick one side. Okay, pick analytics, pick reporting, pick financial, let's say cap rates, pick investment banking, pick risk management, pick any domain. Create expertise in that domain. Expertise to an extent where no one can beat you. You are like a Superman of or a superhero in that domain. Once you have a very killer CV, killer experience, apply for companies who are looking for candidates. Once they find you and they like you in an interview, they will sponsor your visa, they will take care of your travel, they'll make sure you are an expat over there with all required benefits. This is the right way of getting there. So don't be impatient. Complete your certification, get some real experience, work with some leaders, good mentors, create value in yourself, and then encash value in US, UK, wherever you want. Yes, Satakshi.
Good afternoon, sir. Am I audible?
Yes, you are.
Sir, I wanted to ask about the campus to corporate program. So, is it available for the online students as well, or it is just available for your offline students?
No, it's available for both online and offline students.
Okay, since I am a student of BBA semester 1, so I have enrolled this year only. I have cleared my 12th in 2023 from 2023-24 batch. So, it will be available.
Yes, it will be available. You will be part of our current
So,
batch.
can you please explain it briefly once again, if that is okay with you?
Let me see if the sample is available right now. See, the campus to corporate is a very different kind of program. Not many people would get it, but let me check. Campus to corporate phase 1. Chalo, I'll explain you phase 1. See, there will be some tasks assigned to you, like create a LinkedIn profile and get it reviewed. There is some reference material for you. After that, your task 2 would be watch a movie series assigned from finance domain. So some of the movies we had shortlisted was Broiler Room, Bazaar, then Too Big to Fail, Big Short, और भी finance के movies थे. After that, your task was to create a 3-pager presentation based on web content, focus on getting additional data from secondary research वगैरह वगैरह. And once this is completed, this is an exclusive link. This is a closed link. People outside our class do not get access to this. And you get a 20-minute call to get your work reviewed from you. You get first-hand feedback. Then your next task is explain a topic, understanding structured drafts flow and power of example storytelling. So यहाँ पे आपको एक topic दिया जाएगा which is relevant in current market. So अभी the topic we have picked is sustainable finance. So sustainable finance में you have to create a presentation of 3 sliders, and I'll walk you through how to create it, how to create a story out of it, because your presentations should always be in a storytelling format. lot of people just come on stage and read out slides, which is the worst thing you can do. So this training is also there. And you won't believe the kind of surprising results I have received. There was a student from a local institute in Pune, Balaji, who was part of this program. 3 months down the line, she took guidance for all her assignments and tasks in her college. She became general secretary of her college. A candidate who was an average student in her bachelor's suddenly became a scholar and visionary student in master's, and she was on top of the world. So these are the kind of results we are getting even before the placement. Then is create impact through write up. So here I'll be teaching you how to write articles for LinkedIn, short form, long form, both. Once done, you'll get a call with me for feedback. Next is where we start with communication skill. So record yourself by presenting in front of a camera. There are some guidelines on what you need to ignore or avoid breaks, filler words. There would be topic given to you. You have to kind of record a 2-minute speech on a topic, and I will evaluate your accent, way of talking, way of presenting, body language, posture, everything. So this is just phase 1. This is for 3 months. अगले 3 months का अलग phase है, अगले 3 months का अलग phase है, ऐसे. So does this give you an idea?
Yes, thank you so much.
No problem.
Sir,
Okay. Yes, go ahead.
so what was the demand of US CMA in European countries?
European countries, I'm not big fan of even going there. I was there for student exchange, and it's great for tourism. But काम करने के लिए नहीं है यार. I met a lot of Indian people over there. Everyone was crying about the culture. You get mistreated all the time. ठीक है. So I'll tell you major markets of CMA. So US is number 1. Second is China. US and China has more CMS than we do, US CMA. Then we have India. Then we have Canada. And then we have Australia.
Middle East.
हाँ जी, Middle East. I'm not sure about the quantity, means number of CMAs, whoever is highest. I'm sure about these 3 units. I was in US, so I discussed this with someone. So they highlighted these are the top 3 markets. Middle East is there. And then we have some small markets like Philippines and all, where again these courses are quite famous. But beyond this, when we talk about UK, I'll be honest, their first preference is for their local courses. So ACCA will get preference over CMA. But again, ACCA ka overall focus is towards accounting. And I personally think it is very expensive when the curriculum is same. So preferably doing CMA in Europe is also fine if more inclined towards finance.
Sir, is accounting standards is a part of the CMA curriculum?
At a very basic level, there are some US GAAP related concepts covered. Major focus is on IFRS. And for some topic, there is GAAP versus IFRS analysis. But जितना CA या ICCA में cover होता है, उतना नहीं है. There is no topic on taxation or law over here. So usually ACCA and इसमें होता है, CMA.
Okay. Because these are the state specific taxes, right?
State
could be
specific.
the reason.
Exactly. Plus the course is more towards business level decision making.
Okay.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Okay. Cool. I think we're still having questions.
Sir, sir.
Yes, go ahead, Aryan.
सर सीएमए के आफ्टर जो इंटर्नशिप 2 साल की हमें चाहिए तो वो
It's
फिनस्ट्रीट
not
वाले
internship.
प्रोवाइड करें.
It's full-time job, not internship.
ओके, मतलब सीएमए सर्ट, मतलब हमें अगर हमें अपने नाम के जैसे सीएमए लगाना होता है तो उसके लिए मैम कह रहे थे कि 2 इयर्स का एक्सपीरियंस चाहिए होता है, उनको सबमिट करेंगे तो जाके वो मिलता है उनका.
Yes.
तो वो ये फिनस्ट्रीट वाले प्रोवाइड करेंगे.
हाँ जी, उसका प्लेसमेंट असिस्टेंस है हमारे पास. बट आपको हमारे साथ काम नहीं करना है, आपको एक कॉर्पोरेट के साथ काम करना है. सो द वे इट वर्क्स इज वंस यू पास बोथ दी एग्जाम्स, आपके सीवी में क्वालिफाइड CMA ऐसे आप लिख सकते हो. बेस्ड ऑन दैट यू विल लैंड इंटरव्यूज, यू विल कन्वर्ट इंटरव्यूज. कन्वर्ट होने के बाद 2 साल आप काम करोगे. एंड इट इज नॉट के आप बाद में ही काम करना है. यू कैन वर्क बिफोर, ड्यूरिंग और आफ्टर योर एग्जाम्स. इन जनरल लाइफ में आफ्टर 14 ईयर्स ऑफ एज आपके पास एक्सपीरियंस चाहिए 2 साल का. वाई आफ्टर 14 ईयर्स ऑफ एज? उससे पहले द चाइल्ड लेबर लॉज आर देयर इन इंडिया, इट वुड बी वायोलेशन ऑफ दोज. सो आफ्टर 14 years of age, any 2 years of experience would help you become a certified CMA.
ओके सर.
Okay.
तो अगर मैं कि अभी किसी फाइनेंस जॉब में जॉब करता हूँ तो फिर आई कैन टेक अ IMA
Yes,
सर्टिफिकेट।
once your exams are over, you can. But again, just to highlight, आपको रिलेवेंट एक्सपीरियंस चाहिए. रिलेवेंट एक्सपीरियंस मतलब आइदर फाइनेंस में या फाइनेंस से रिलेटेड एक्सपीरियंस चाहिए. इफ यू आर वर्किंग इन सेल्स कंप्लीटली और किसी और प्रोफाइल में हो कंप्लीटली बिजनेस डेवलपमेंट वगैरह, तो इट वुड बी डिफिकल्ट टू गेट योर सर्टिफिकेशन. And ideally लो भी मत यार. मीन्स सी व्हेन यू आर सेइंग यू आर अ CMA, इट शोज दैट यू आर एन एक्सपर्ट. और आपके पास एक्सपर्टीज है तो वो एक्सपीरियंस से ही आती है ना. वो सिर्फ कुछ किताबें पढ़ के एग्जाम पास होके नहीं आती है. इट्स कॉम्बिनेशन ऑफ बोथ लर्निंग प्लस एक्सपीरियंस. सो आई वुड से स्टे पेशेंट. आपको करियर 20-30 साल बनाना है, 1-2 साल का नहीं है करियर. सो फाउंडेशन अच्छा करो, आगे फिर उतने रिवॉर्ड्स मिलते हैं.
So work from home jobs would also be available, or it won't?
Yes, work from home is fine. Any mode of working is fine, but it should be a complete full-time 8 hours ka job. It shouldn't be 4-hour internship or partial employment.
Mm-hmm. Got it. Thank you.
Okay.
Sir,
Yes, sir.
Yes, Savimitra.
yes. So after clearing our both parts of US CMA,
Mhm.
in how much time can we expect to get a job, and what's the average and what's the minimum package we can expect?
Okay. सो जो हमारा प्लेसमेंट बूट कैंप होगा उसी रिपोर्ट में लिखा होगा कि हाउ मच टाइम वी एस्टिमेट फॉर योर प्लेसमेंट. लेट्स से यू स्कोर रियली वेल. आउट ऑफ 10 you are getting 8, 9, 10 का स्कोर based on analysis of our experts. Okay, there are industry experts who will come and take your mock interviews. Based on that, we will give you an estimate. The estimate goes anywhere between 3 months. If you are a top-notch candidate, 3 months. If you are someone who's struggling, needs to improve, 6 months. If you are someone who's clueless about a lot of things, like I have to take a lot of efforts on you, uh, to convert you from just a plain candidate to a professional, it can take up to 9 months as well. So anywhere between 3 months to 9 months, आप एक range पकड़ लो. And when it comes to average package is somewhere around 3 lakh to 6 lakh. But I would say for first 2 years, be flexible with packages. मेरे पास 2 सर्टिफिकेशंस थे व्हेन आई स्टार्टेड. व्हेन आई वाज इन बीकॉम FRM हो गया था और एक सर्टिफिकेशन हो गया था, CMA वाज स्टार्टेड. स्टिल आई स्टार्टेड एट अ जॉब ऑफ 3 लाख रुपीज. मेरा इन हैंड सैलरी वाज 25,000 बिकॉज आई न्यू के एक्सपीरियंस ही नहीं है. आई गॉट 1 year of experience. My next package was 8 lakh rupees. So first 2 years is all about learning. Once you have experience, getting next interview call is very easy. First call is difficult. Target good experience. एक बार experience आ गया, you're set for life. Does that help,
So
Avimitra?
yes, sir. But does this salary package also depend on the place and the location I work? Like, if I
Yes.
want to join any company in Kolkata,
Mm.
so can we expect the average you said, or we have to estimates? We have to take lower side of the estimates.
No, this is general estimate, 3 lakh to 6 lakh. This includes the range. So if you're somewhere in Kolkata, maybe 3 lakh, 4 lakh. Let's say if you are somewhere in Delhi, Mumbai, maybe 5 lakh, 6 lakh would be the starting. It depends on company and location. जैसे Deutsche Bank है, they had policy which doesn't entertain location preference. So even if you are in Pune or Mumbai, packages were same. But there are some companies which kind of differentiate depending on your location. So, but it's a general range, 3 lakh to 6 lakh पकड़ लो.
So
Thank you,
does
sir.
marks obtained in CM exam matter?
They don't. They don't at all.
So only
Number of
just
attempts.
we want passing marks.
Passing marks and then a certification.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Hello,
Cool, guys.
sir.
Yes, Rishabh. चलो, last question. Rest of the
Sir, I
questions
have a
maybe I'll take
question.
in class.
हाँ सर, मैं अभी जैसे मैं SY से मैं एज एन अकाउंटेंट काम करता हूँ, ठीक है।
हम्म.
लेकिन तब मैं पार्ट टाइम करता था क्योंकि मेरा कॉलेज भी था, क्लासेस भी था, तो पार्ट टाइम करता था। अभी मैं अप्रैल से फुल टाइम करता हूँ, तो वो भी अगर 2 एक्सपीरियंस को काउंट किया जाएगा कि नहीं काउंट किया जाएगा? मेरा स्मॉल फर्म है, अकाउंटिंग
नहीं,
फर्म है।
पार्ट टाइम को बिल्कुल कंसिडर नहीं किया जाता, फुल टाइम ही लगेगा. सो व्हेन आपने
मतलब
अप्रैल से स्टार्ट किया है फुल टाइम, तो अप्रैल से कंसिडर हो जाएगा.
ओके।
ओके.
जैसे आपको पता है सर, जैसे
हम्म.
मैं तो आपका वीडियो पहले से देखता हूँ। जैसे मैं
हम्म.
पहली बार जब CMA सर्च किया था, आपका ही पहले वीडियो ऊपर आया था। फिर आपका वीडियो
ओके.
देखा मैंने, तो चांसेस नहीं थे क्योंकि तब आपका बैचेस चालू हो गए थे। फिर कुछ
हम्म.
दिन पहले अपने आपने दूसरा वीडियो डाला कि सितंबर बैच चालू होने वाला, मैंने उसका अगले दिन एडमिशन ले लिया।
Oh, आपने
आई
ले लिया
होप।
एडमिशन। Thanks. I
हाँ,
look forward to
अगले दिन ही
meet
ले
you in
लिया।
class. बढ़िया.
ओके सर।
Okay. Glad to hear that. Chalo. Thank you for attending today's class.
Sir, one last doubt. I want to do a one-on-one session with you. So, would it be possible for you?
हाँ बिल्कुल. Have a word with Urmila. She has my calendar. She'll set up a call with me.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you.